Hello, 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 everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. Welcome, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It is St. Patrick's Day today, is it not? You see, I did not wear green. I have a white shirt on. Sorry about that, because I can't do it with the green screen. Then I disappear my whole self. Learned that lesson yesterday with the tie-dye. By the way, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Longer term viewers, please like the videos and leave some comments. Let's see. Who is here? Good morning, Wavy. We will take a quick look at Tesla. Wavy with the Shamrock. So I guess it is St. Patrick's Day. Crude loves that $100 level. We'll peek at Crude. Good morning, Options 22. Good morning, Amit. So let's see what we have here. Let's get through this morning. We're getting a slight pullback. We have those short-term little double tops. We have that double bottom that triggered on Crude, so it's rallied up. Let's see. We had housing starts coming in stronger than the previous. Building permits are down a bit. Initial jobless claims beat. Philadelphia Fed Index, huge beat. One of the components of that, the prices paid, producer prices paid, was the highest since 1979. So that's where we sit with that. Then we have, coming up in a few minutes, we have industrial production, and then it's pretty much quiet for the rest of the day. By the way, we've been talking a bunch about it with the gamma flip area. We're at about, where are we exactly right now? We're at a 43.29 right now. The gamma flip's gone down to about 43.87. So even on a rally, you start getting about 43.87, just below that 4400 area. You start getting a positive gammatory. That means you hedge the opposite way. So rallies get sold into, dips get bought into. So keep that in mind. It could be, if you stay up here, choppier conditions going into options expiration. So moves might be getting to the reversal point. And since we've already torn off the lows yesterday, and here's your little, we have this double top 1 hour time frame. Okay, and now dipping below the 1 hour rotation zone. We already pretty much hit the first target there. So that's the levels I will be watching for a pullback. Again, first level is right around 43.20. Next area is 43.13, and then about 43.05.50. Where's that 4 hour look? You see smacking into that 4 hour rotation zone with that slight bounce. So you start getting in here, you could easily see it get back to 43.05. Below that, you have this spike down that recovered with the initial reaction with the Fed meeting. The longer term, if we start trading into this clear path, my next key area I'll be watching is about 42.78 to about 42.81. And that's right at this prior candle body peak. So you have dual harmonics, bottom of the 4 hour rotation zone, and candle body peak right there. So do not ignore that. To the upside, levels are still the same as yesterday. If we're in choppy conditions, this is a great little place. If it does rally up above the highs, I'm expecting choppier conditions unless we have some major news headline coming through. Also, Bank of England raised their rates only by 0.25%, just in case anybody was wondering. But you can use these little minor reverse harmonics. These are very minor levels I'll be watching for if we're in choppy conditions. But if we go into trending mode above the highs from yesterday, then my major target is right around that 4,400, 43.97 to 4,400, which then would take us into positive gamma territory and be a dampening effect. Just want to cover all that so everybody can plan their trading. Also, Nasdaq, you see here, I'll get to questions in a bit, coming essentially down to that first target area, 13,832 area, testing it now twice. So you do maybe have I don't know if that's going to reverse enough move. It's probably not. But if you're watching short term, if you get above about 13,934, then I'm going to watch for the retest of the high candle body areas of a 13,977. Above the highs from yesterday, 14,025. I'm really watching for 14,100, 14,097. And again, here, this is a great little area. If it does rally above the highs, that you use the little reverse harmonics for short-term levels if it's choppy. So that would be 14,015, 1474. But my major target would be this 14,096. Now, on a pullback, see already below the 1 hour rotation zone. 4 hour rotation zone is really at that second double target coming in about 13,812. And then below that, we have 13,778. And that's the target right at these prior candle body highs. So do not ignore that one. Below that, if you did trade back down, your minor levels, see, I got to bump this up based off yesterday's price action, which is we already nailed that target. So, and oops. And this one has to come up a bit also. Actually, right around 13,675 is going to be my next level down, and then below that 13,622. So right now we are still drifting lower going into the open, but again, I'll really watch the price action. Again, selling the pressure on the open. I'm targeting these other two doubles on the short-term basis, and then we'll watch for potential reversal back up. Again, if we trade back, continue downward. I'm though expecting some choppier trade going in today. Dow also little double top hitting the first target, this 33,764 area. Next major area I'll be watching is about 33,673 on the Dow. You see hitting the 4 hour rotation zone and pausing here. Then if we got through that, it would be that next target, which is this key open from the FOMC. And then we tailed off and then reversed strongly. So that's right there. And then below that, my next target is 33,511, roughly. And if it sells off bigger, about 33,285 to 33,300. To the upside, we've hit the first and second targets on this double. The next target is 34,256. So that's, I'm not even going to bother with the shorter term harmonics. I'm just going to go to 34,286 and above that 34,389. Russell still caught in this overall back and forth. Next target, if it does rally, 2051 is the target. Pullback area, we're sitting right over there, 2021. If we pulled back below that, little key area, I'd be coming off of about 1995. DAX, watching for this potential little double right below here. This 14,255, then be 14,118, 14,050, 13,981. I'd really be focusing on this 1450 area. Crude, we had this double on the 4 hour right here and running up, confirmed. I mean, if you're waiting for a 4 hour close, it's going to be triggered, it looks like, unless something really strange happens in crude in the next little bit. But we're watching 102.06. I just target 102, 103.48, so essentially 103.50. Then major area would be 104.90, just in front of that 105 level. Let's see how that looks on the daily. Again, your rotation zone's flat, so we just ignore it. So, and you're having this little clear path move. This is an advanced clear path move, so there's not much stopping points in the way of this. And the breakdown area also in the clear path is about 105.79. So on a rally, I'm really targeting that 105 to 105.80 area. That will be my target. Gold bouncing back up off that key second level, that 1904. So going to continue to watch to see if this happens. The only thing that changes short-term bullish mode, again, I remember this is trading around a core position for us, is below 1900. Then I'd be watching for 1878. But overall, long-term bullish in gold, also silver. See, coming just off that first and strong reversal back up, and there is a substantial physical shortage, silver shortage. So do keep that in mind. It was only able to get to that first target from the head and shoulders. I'm going to be watching how it returns to the neckline. Other than that, let's see. Notes are still just moving back and forth. I'm expecting lower price action in the notes, but what would change my short-term perspective is if we start getting above about 124.31. Other than that, I'm watching for a continued retest of this low area. First area of support, though, I'll watch is about 124.08. Dollar index. Again, dollar index. We still have the double top, potential double top in place. It would have to get below this 97.78.5. Then I'd start watching for the bigger pullback in the dollar. Taking a look at Tesla. Looks like it's going to be a slight gap down today. Key area for bearish mode for me is 802 shorter term. 830 is the support. You start breaking below 830, we're into that little clear path move on the 15-minute. I don't like those support levels. This is in no man's land right now. That's what's tricky with Tesla. I mean, you could easily see a quick return to about 818, but below 818, it does not get pretty. You still have another clear path move, and it all depends. If the Nasdaq sells off, you know, you'll see here's your first level support, 830, holding above that pre-market, and that 828. But you start getting below here, this little cluster area, especially if the Nasdaq weakens, then I would be watching into this clear path move. The next target would be 818, then the next target is 806, then 802 to the downside. To the upside, remember, it's sitting against that daily rotation zone, but if it does run up, my target's on a breakout to the upside, 852 minor, 863.50 to about 865. And then above that on an even continued rally would be 879. And if it continued to rally even through there, like, and this isn't just for today, the next target is 890. So from an educational perspective, if I was long, ratchet up the stocks. But if it starts dropping below this area, it depends where you're long from. I mean, if you're long from something on dips down here, you can give it a little wider stop range. If you're long from up here, it gets dicey, especially if you start breaking below that 828 level. Let's see where we sit. Hey, Dan Jett from Cali. Good morning, Sterling. On March 9th, Joe Biden signed an executive order for digital money or the death knell for cash. Thank you for putting that in there, Tesla. Force. MULN, about to confirm a double bottom on the daily with gap up today. If it holds the weekly rotation zone, will not be in the way. Only be fighting the daily 50 EMA. Let's take a look. Thank you, Sterling. Yeah, that's interesting. Already confirmed. Mullen Automotive. So that could be an interesting little play. You're into this clear path move. Even the conservative targets for those doubles. Let's see here. Again, look at that. Look at that. And aggressive, I'd be off the conservative. But personally, because let's see that weekly rotation zone. Also, you'll be in the weekly rotation zone, and look at this. You have some potential upside in here. So that could be a very interesting play, you know, especially if you could keep a tighter stop at this, because if you start breaking down below this gap fill, it could then roll over again. But you start getting this close. Your pre-market up at 209. So yeah, even on a slight pullback to this 195, you see spiking up there, testing that, softening it, little reversal, now back up there. You could easily see that quick run to 250. Easily where the 50 EMA and your first target is. So I'd actually bump down that first target to the 50. But this is a beautiful example of a clear path move. You have everything flowing in one direction, and the breakdown zone is right about here. Okay, and that's your second target. So that could be a very interesting setup for a potential play to the upside. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, we already looked at Tesla. That is a double top also. In Tesla, I'll point that out again in case somebody didn't see it. There's a potential double top, but it doesn't trigger until 802. That's why I said 802.41 is the key level. And that also fills this little remaining gap behind. Then don't think I pointed out those targets longer term. Thanks for bringing that back up. 738.18 773.57, 763.95. All targets are valid because the candle bodies that started to move are down here. So please keep that in mind. Good morning, Lauren. So I don't trade MULN, but again, we'll jump back to there. That could be an interesting sort of fun play. Again, you got your probabilities. It looks like it's going to trigger. So interesting play to the upside. I know nothing about the company, so can't talk about it fundamentally. But just based off technical trading, again, there's no guarantees. Just because you have a clear path and a double, that it can work out. Have to say that, but the probabilities are in the favor from all the research we've done for the higher price action, especially if you get that daily close above here today. The daily close above 195 solidifies the double. Right now, it's triggered but not officially confirmed. So with that, that's where we stand. Really watch off the opens. Let's just glance back in here, because this is what I'm keying off today. You start breaking below these lows from the 7 and 6 a.m. in the Nasdaq. I'm watching for those doubles to complete. And the low from the 5 a.m. in the S&P, watching for those doubles to complete. And that could be a short-term top, but I'm leaning towards, if you ask me right now, I think we're going to be in choppier conditions. So just be aware of that. We probably won't get strong momentum either way. It could be we could get strong reversals, but again, I'm expecting more of some range-bound trading unless I see strong momentum bars come in. Yeah, we option expirations, and remember. So we will see volatility, but that doesn't mean we could be at strong reversals. You could get a trend move up, reversal, trend move down, reversal, and it could be choppy overall. And remember, keep an eye, 43.87 in the S&P is the gamma flip area, which will dampen any moves. And we're not far from there. So please keep that in mind with your trading, because if you get choppier in the markets, you'll have to find individual stocks that are trending versus it's easy if the whole market's trending, because a lot of stocks will trend with the market. With that, I'm wrapping it up for today. Thank you for watching. I will return this afternoon for the market overview.